So I do remember the day because here it is, my birthday. I was having a normal day at work. I had been out to White Island once that morning. Got off the island at 12:30. I got a phone call from one of our pilots. I walked to the hangar doors and could see it. I practically hung up on him. Yeah.
So on the day of the eruption, I was working here, doing the foundations on this house. I kind of climbed up out of the bank and had a look out to sea and could see a big ash plume out there, and just decided at that time that I was going to be more helpful out at the hangar than what I was here. I had seen a couple of tour boats go out in the morning that day, so had an idea that some people were out there, but just hoping that no one was actually on the island when it happened. So I dropped the old tool belt and jumped in the truck and booted it down there as fast as I could.
Yes, I got on the phone to Mark Law, my boss here at Kahu.
Mark Law's the CEO and chief pilot of Kahu Helicopters. He's a great boss and just a real strong leader. By the time I got to the hangar, old Jason Hill had got the helicopters ready with Mark and grabbed our protective gear, gas masks, first aid kit, water, filled it all up in a bag and jumped in the heli and booted it out to White Island.
After any eruption, you've got a destabilization in the system, a big stress and energy change, so there is a real chance of another eruption. At Phakatane, it appeared to be a steam eruption. The thing with steam eruptions is you don't see anything immediately beforehand. You just have a sudden tipping point and there's an explosion and an eruption, and that's quite common. Phakatane, White Island, is a large cone volcano surrounded by seawater, which makes it a relatively small island. Deep down inside the volcano, about a kilometre depth, you have an area where magma is heating up the groundwater and leading that up towards the Earth's surface. That hot water and steam system is sitting there pressurized, and then suddenly you've got this tipping point where it explodes. And you would have had straight away a jet of ash and hot water and steam going straight up into the air, and that steam and ash would have been able to expand out as a pyroclastic flow across the ground towards the ocean. Because you had an explosion at the vent, you would have also had some flying rocks coming through the air. After a minute or two, the eruption's over. The wind continues to blow the ash downwind for tens of minutes or longer, even after the eruptions happen.
We're watching the eruption from the back of the boat.
There was no lava, it was just ash.
I could see this plume of black and grey and white just towering above the island. My first reaction was, wow, I can't believe we get to be so close to seeing this happen.
I'd never seen anything so magnificent before, but seconds later it turned so much more sinister. It started rolling over the rocks towards us. At that moment we were rushed back into the boat.
We ushered everybody back in. I was the last one in, just wanted to make sure there was nobody else still outside, shut the door, and from inside the cabin, the windows that just looked out of the side of the boat, at that stage the entire island was engulfed. You couldn't see any land mass at all.
Jesus.
It was a dark grey cloud of ash.
Oh my God.
We knew that there were people still on the island, and I think there was a realisation at that stage that people still on the island were now engulfed in that ash.
That's terrifying.